Hi and welcome back to the Hope Device. I'm Stephen Eales and this is module number 11 and we're talking about conversations. In a previous module we took the time to look at appreciation, how appreciation is the key to a happy life. Speaking out our appreciation is a very powerful thing to do. The effects are enormous. Have you ever considered that complaining is the opposite of appreciation? It takes the same effort and it's the same physical use of our mind and our mouth, but the results are polar opposites. There are a few terms flying around the so-called spiritual or self-help circles that sometimes aren't properly explained. We love our inner circle terminology because it makes us feel like we're involved in something. But it can also be a little exclusive if we don't fully understand what the terms mean. For that reason, I'm going to explain a word that I use frequently, and that is alignment. To be in alignment simply means that the physical, mental, and spiritual elements of our being are heading in the same direction. In the previous modules, we've mostly focused on our mental faculty. We have an instant recognition that our thoughts are in alignment with our spiritual or higher self. Whatever term you prefer is fine, they both mean the same thing. But that instant recognition of correct thinking produces a relief from stress and worry. It's a feeling of everything is going to be okay. It feels like nothing is a problem, but so what if it was? It's a feeling of expectation of more good things. It's an ease and flow feeling, like riding a tube down a river. Getting our thoughts right produces better feelings and also creates the reality we'd prefer to experience. Here comes the but. If we have our thoughts and higher self in alignment, but our conversation is not in agreement, we can undo or hinder the power of the other two. Whoa! What's that you say? I can undo the progress of my manifesting by the conversations I have? I might reverse all the good feelings of excitement and expectation and enjoyment with my words? Yes, indeed. For our being to be in total alignment, we must train our thoughts and our talk to be in sync with our higher self. To be effective in bringing about a life-changing experience, we not only have to get a hold of our errant child thinking, but we also have to tame that wagging, undisciplined tongue. Not just the obvious conversations either. We all know that gossip is destructive to not only the person we're attacking, but it also harms the gossiper. But that's only a small part of conversation changing. For instance, let's look at the money aspect again. After all, it's the reason most of us want to make changes in our lives. It's a very strong motivator. If we want to increase our income and we take the time to learn visualization techniques, meditation practices, and goal-setting methods, it stands to reason that we would talk the talk also. So what do you think the effect on all your carefully designed thought processes would be if you continued speaking the way you always have? Some familiar phrases we use to keep ourselves in a diminished state of being might be, "No, we can't do that because we can't afford it." "I need more money." "I'll do it when." You see, it's not even the obvious quotes that we picked up from our parents. The old money doesn't grow on trees adage is not the only way we hold back the flow of abundance or feelings of happiness. One of my mum's old favourites was, "How am I supposed to pay for that? Buttons and a big smile?" I think that's an old Scottish saying. You'll discover that using any sentence that puts your abundance in the future, that you'll be better off one day, in fact, just ensures that you won't be. Your power is now. Talk in the now of what you want to have now. Not only money is affected by this type of conversation. We build up stories in our minds about people in our lives and tell the story of it to others. It's not what we want to be like, but we're addicted to speaking bad news. Science has discovered that we have hormonal receptors that are triggered by both positive and negative information. These little guys have receptors in them that respond to news, whether good or bad. But the weird thing is, they are highly addictive. Now, we can either feed them on bad news, gossip and disappointment, and help develop a bad news addiction, or we can nourish our receptors on good news, praise, success, and happiness, which will mean we'll be more inclined to become attracted to happier, more positive people, places, events, and situations. It's our choice what we say and how we affect our bodies and our reality. You may have noticed that I don't endorse watching the news or current affairs, and in fact, I don't endorse watching TV or commercial media at all. Ever. The reason is because my little hormonal receptors have been programmed by my choice to only seek out positive input from other people's conversation, meaning I don't allow people to program my vibe by their negative stories. This is a great place to make some changes in your life. Cut out the negativity. Don't fall for the lines you've been fed about needing to know what's going on in the world. You don't need to. You need to focus on yourself being happy and successful. If everyone did that, we wouldn't need a journalistic viewpoint. We would know things are great in India and Syria and America or wherever. It all starts with you. Begin today to filter out any conversations that you know are destructive, even if it means developing a few skills at diverting people from their topic. One of my personal favorites is, "Oh, look, a butterfly. Did you see it?" They'll soon learn not to vent their spleen in your direction. This module on conversation requires more than one session, so we're going to split it up over 2. For the next few days, take the initial steps of disengaging yourself from negative conversations from outside sources. Then in the next session, we will look at ways to disengage ourselves from our own disruptive chatter. As always, this has been a real pleasure to share. I hope you've enjoyed the module, and we'll meet again for the second part of Conversations in Module 12. Ciao.